Greetings, ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to this trio of games on a map that I've had some pretty awesome outings on, actually. Win or loss, there have been some great games, so I'm going to try and show you three of them here. And sometimes Ruinberg does really seem to be one of those maps where you can just have an amazing game. Or for me, anyway, it's one of those maps. Even if it doesn't always go in your favour. So, we're kicking off proceedings with the German Tier 7 premium medium tank, the Panther M10. You can't buy this thing anymore. It was one of those tanks that was removed from the gift shop. Now, at the time of playing this, I'd played the regular Panther, but this was the first game I'd ever played in the Panther M10. I'm using... I was going to wait for an equipment sale before playing this so that I could buy, you know, a gun rammer and all the standard shtick. But I got impatient, so I just whacked Binos, Camo Net, Repair Kit. Sorry. Toolbox on the machine and decided to go and jump into a game, and this is the game that we got. So, Ruinberg, encounter. I liked, if I'm in a medium or heavy tank from the, or some tank destroyers, from the north spawn, I like to play it relatively aggressively and come down to this location, as you can be a right pain in the backside for the enemy team if you do. Type 58 there. Yeah, we'll just work him over. And we'll just keep this up all day long. And, ooh, that's a rather ballsy M5 Stuart. And our T-3485 actually reverses into me, screwing up my shot, because otherwise I could have put a shot into that Stuart. As it is, the shot I actually took missed. But, you know, c'est la vie, these things happen. Challenger, showing his turret, but the Challenger's turret is made of cheese. He manages to penetrate me, though, which is not massively surprising. I mean, the Panther M10 is unsurprisingly based on the Panther, and the armour on the Panther is okay, but not spectacular. And the Panther M10, you know, it gets a worse turret in terms of armour, for example. The hull's basically the same. Which means, of course, that it gets ammo rack problems, much like the Panther. But more on that later. So, Firefly and an enemy Panther over there. The scoreline is 1-2, which is not, you know, horrendously problematic. It's slightly irritating. We haven't gotten off to the best start. Especially when you consider that they've nailed 2 of our Tier 6 tanks, and all we've done is killed a little Stuart. I mean, who cares? The current version of the Stuart in the game is not very good. So, 1-3 as they kill our Tog. They are pushing through. They've basically won the field, which is bad. Despite the fact that we've evened the scoreline up, he says, just as they lose another tank, they have, that was a terrible shot, they have basically won the field, which is a bit of a problem. Now, capture circle is in the town, which is good, but them winning the field is decidedly worrisome because our artillery are going to be next, and just icky things. So, just seeing if there was anyone around this corner. I need to be doing something. I'm not actively doing anything at the moment. I'm one of our top tier tanks. I'm not helping our team, so I need to go and help our team. That Cromwell has been ballsy, so let's go and give him a hand. VK-3001P. And that shot goes into his tracks or bounces or something, because screw you, Chipmunk. Alright. Now I could chase those guys down, but I'm just going to get into a fight in which I'm outnumbered and outflanked. So, instead, let's try and put some pain onto some of these enemy tanks. There's the enemy Panther M10. And that was a low damage roll. Just going to try and work this guy over. Type 58, do I have a shot? Nah, not so much. And a Firefly. And then I take a shot in the rear from that VK-3001P, who decided to come back and get some. My tracks were out, despite what the damage panel at the bottom left is showing you, which is why I didn't move immediately. And my driver has also been taken out. That was a terrible shot, did not give it enough lead. That one goes into the Panther M10. And eventually, I assume, I'm going to put my driver back in. In fact, actually, I'm not sure how reliable that damage panel is. I'm playing this with version 9.7 client instead of 9.6, so there might be 1 or 2 little bugs. I'm hoping that one of those bugs is flying tanks. That will make me smile. So, dodge that Panther's shot, put another one into him, he hits me, takes out my radio operator. Apparently. Yep. And hopefully I've got this guy. There we go, Panther M10 dealt with. But there's only 3 of us left. And there's an SU-100. I do not want to take a hit from his gun. There's 2 of us left, me and the 88. Now, Challenger is on low health. Is that VK firing HE? Oh, Jesus, that explains why he did so much damage into my rear earlier on, and I'm tracked here. This is bad. Put a shot into the enemy Firefly. And there's the Challenger. Bounce on him, even though his armour is absolutely woeful, but there we go. Trying to find a shot on the SU-100, but without much success. And ditto for the Firefly, and now they have the capture circle. They are capping. 88 nails the Challenger. The field on this map, especially on Encounter, is just so very important. And if you lose the field, you're really going to struggle to win the game. I'm trying to find a bit of the Firefly. I reckon I can penetrate. That little rounded Sherman turret, yeah, I reckon so. Managed to put another shot into him as well. And we've just lost the 88. That leaves me alone, outnumbered 4-1. Now the Firefly is a one-shot. The SU-100 I think will take 2 or 3 shots by the look of it. That VK-3001P has a good chunk of health remaining, and artillery is probably full health. So this is going to be a bit of an uphill struggle. And remember, as I say, this is the first game I'd ever played in this tank. Right, Firefly's just come around the corner. I'm going to ignore him and try and push in and take out one of these guys. Now, if the Firefly's intelligent, he will use the opportunity to come up behind me, which I believe he is. SU-100, he bounces. I put 1 shot into him. And really I should be switching. I don't know what, that was stupid. I really should have switched back to the SU-100 because I need to be killing these guys now. I was thinking that I have easier shots at the VK. I believe that was my logic, and I am getting some bounces here because that basically the Challenger's gun is in the way. And there's the Firefly from behind, and my driver's dead. Put a shot into the 3001P. I take another round in the rear, put another one into the VK, and whole bunches of damaged things. Now, if I actually remember correctly, I'm pretty sure at this point my ammo rack was gone, despite what the damage panel on the bottom left is telling you, which was kind of frustrating. I can't take another shot because I die. That Firefly can't take another shot or he dies. Managed to kill the Firefly, just popping around the corner, and oh god, yeah, you can see I am actually ammo racked despite what the damage panel may or may not tell you. Put a shot into the SU-100 who tracks me, but the enemy artillery is coming around the corner. Can I kill the SU-100 before I die? Oh no, the enemy artillery actually missed. So, dodge out of the way of his shot. Trying to keep him between me and the SU-100. Alas, like I said, ammo rack gone. And 1 more shot to kill this guy, but the SU-100 manages to find the shot around the artillery piece to plonk one into my front. Damn it! But that was my first outing in the Panther M10. Let's see how painful a loss that was. So that was an ace tanker on a defeat, a bunch of little ribbons that I can't be bothered to go through. We picked up a defender and a high caliber award. 2,839 damage, 2 kills, 732 base experience. Once you factor in the courageous resistance, that's another 411. And bonus for the premium vehicle tier was 228, leaving our total experience at 1,371. 34 shots fired, 24 hits, 22 penetrations for that just shy of, or just over 2,800 damage. And most of that damage, despite the fact that I was driving a Panther, most of that damage was in your face. It was only 370 odd. That was from longer ranges. We received 15 hits, of which 10 penetrated, bearing in mind some of those shots just went into our tracks, and 5 didn't. Blocking just shy of 1,000 damage with our armour, 600 assistance damage, 83 base defense points, 7 enemies damaged, 2 of them destroyed, and with a standard account, even on that defeat, we made a profit of just under 51,000 credits. With a premium account, that would have been a profit of 81,500 credits. So, not too bad at all, but nonetheless, a defeat. So here we have the second game. We have transitioned from the Panther M10 to the regular Panther. Not a premium vehicle anymore. I should point out it was my Panther crew that were in the Panther M10, by the way. So these guys are probably sitting here thinking, seen this before. We are, however, at the south spawn this time. This is a standard game. This is not encounter. So there are some differences here. Now, of course, we're top tier once again. All of these games are going to be top tier. The Panther M10, it was the first game I was guaranteed to be top tier, and also it gets limited matchmaking. So you'll never find yourself in a tier 9 game with that tank, which is a very good thing. This is the regular Panther. It does not get such lovely matchmaking, but it is a better tank overall, so fine, whatever. Like I said, south spawn, which I don't mind the south spawn if I'm in a heavy tank or a tank that I'm going to go into the town and punch people in the face with. But if I'm in a light tank, tank destroyer, or well, it depends on the tank destroyer, but light tank, some tank destroyers, or a medium tank, then I prefer to be on the north spawn. I think the north spawn gets the better of the field. Possibly the south spawn gets the better of things in the town. But anyway, we're on the south spawn rather than the north. So we've got VK over there, but it's only the tier 5 VK, and he's lost a lot of health, and he's dead. There's a Nashorn, a Cromwell. Okay, that's not too bad. We're definitely the big boy over here. Oh god, there's an E25. And there's a Type 64. Who we managed to put a shot into, and we bounce some fire from somewhere. Now, I don't want to hang around there too long, because there's a very good chance they have tank destroyers in the background. And I just don't want to take 88mm shells to the face, or 90mm shells, or whatever frigging caliber they are. They hurt. Oh, been spotted again. Hello, little E25. Nah, wasn't quite fast enough to pull that shot off, alas. Alright, so what are we going to do? Well, the scoreline's 2-2. 2-2. And there's a Nashorn, so we're going to shoot the Nashorn. I actually switched to HE here, although it doesn't matter. He was reduced to low enough health that AP would have done the job, and someone else picks up the kill. Anyway, Cromwell, E25. We appear to have flanked around these guys, so I'm going to give my fellow teammates a hand. I have no idea where that shot went. The accuracy on this gun is good, the aim time not so much. One more shot into the E25 should take him down. Indeed it does. Cromwell. And we've got this Panzer 4S behind them. There's a Type 64 out there somewhere, but I think he just shot me. Guys, Cromwell, behind you. And we're just going to give this guy a really bad day. And there's kill number 1. Still the Type 64 around somewhere. However, if you're paying attention to the minimap, you'll notice that our tanks who went to the town haven't had the best of the engagement. Now, the enemy team does have more heavy tanks, so perhaps that fact shouldn't come as a massive surprise. KV-2, I bounce on him somehow. Trying to prioritise killing that guy, but there's a little ELC as well. Both of them can be problematic. KV-2 is now sodded off, so just shots on the ELC. Managed to put one in before he backs off. Scoreline is 6-8, which is not great. Having said that, the enemy team, I mean, this is very generous matchmaking. There's only one tier 7 per side. The enemies had that E25 who is dead. Our team have me, and I have only taken one hit so far, so I've got most of my health left. The Panther gets a good chunk of health anyway. And so I'm probably going to end up playing surrogate heavy tank here. Side scraping around that corner, of course, being careful because the ammo rack for this tank is on the left-hand side, which can get rather frustrating. So, KV-1. No idea where that shot went. There's something in the way? I'm not really sure. There we go. And I get spotted, but never mind. And that's a KV-1. Badoing! Like I said, the Panther has enough armor. It's not fantastic, but it's sufficient. Badoing to get some bounces. So I'm trying to move forward because I don't want to be fighting multiple opponents at once. I want to move over and kill them one at a time. We're now outnumbered. We need to make these guys die. And while there are currently 4 or 5 of the enemy tanks by their own base, they're not near our team members, so I want to take the opportunity to go over and start killing the enemy team. Let's start with this KV-1. Panther versus KV-1 should be a very short and messy affair. Now, there are actually 2 KV-1s over here, okay? Let's take them out one at a time. KV-1, number 1. As I say so, we lose our SU-100. Now, I only have slender shots here, which is kind of annoying, and this gun is accurate, but I am asking it to do, you know, pull off quite difficult shots. But if this guy is just going to keep sitting there, well, he's going to get shot. That one misses. Looks like he actually has the stock turret, bless him. Now, you could argue I'm spending too long trying to kill this KV-1, but I really wanted to wheedle these tanks down in our favour, and I thought the Panther would be able to pull these shots off. One more. He moved. Cheeky blighter. And he moved again. Killing this KV-1 really is taking far longer than I had wanted or anticipated, so screw that. We need to go and make a difference against some of these other tanks. Jumbo just took out their Hellcat. But we're currently outnumbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2, so we're outnumbered by just over 3 to 1. There's the other KV-1 from earlier on. I bounce on him, he bounces on me, and we're just gonna hopefully work this guy over, trying to keep my armor angled. I've no idea how that one bounced. It looks like he manages to penetrate me, or that might have been HE. And hopefully one more shot. He bounces his, and good night, Mr. KV-1. However, our Jumbo went down just before he died, so at one point I was outnumbered by 7 to 1. Which is bad odds, however you look at it. Now, I am top tier, and I do still have most of my health left, and I'm about to make a mistake. I was betting that there would be no one down this road to my right looking in my direction, so I just went for it. I should have been more cautious, because flat Panzer. Though actually, he bounces on me and I kill him, so it wasn't actually too bad. T-150 appears to be firing HE and takes out my tracks, or that's not the top gun actually looking at it, so maybe not HE, maybe AP, but he's not having too much trouble penetrating me, which is slightly awkward. That shot missed. And shots into his rear. He bounces on me that time. That shot really should have been into the rear axle drive wheel. That was a mistake. One more shot to finish this guy off. I have a tank on my flank. Managed to kill the T-150. KV-1 from earlier on, remember him? Yeah, he was annoying. Now he's less annoying. AMX ELC. Oh, that guy from earlier on. I actually missed that first shot, which is really bad, but still managed to kill him. KV-2 and BDR remain, and oh god, KV-2 manages to get a HE shell into my side, which is bad. I put one into him. Flub that shot. I'm trying to make sure the BDR can't just come round and kill me as I'm killing this KV-2. Kill him. Okay, and then the BDR nails me. Damn it! Now, there was an enemy, I think it was the enemy T-150, was saying I was a coward and I had been hidden all game. No, I hadn't. I'd been spotted plenty of times. A lot of the time, I'd been involved in a bit of close-range fisticuffs on the field in the early game, and then later on in the town. So yeah, BDR's shot, well done to him. It was really that HE round from the KV-2 who got me. In a way, I was lucky the shot didn't penetrate, to be honest. But nonetheless, I had something like 600 health left at that point. He took me down to about 150, very much a one-shot range for that BDR, and the BDR polished me off. So well done to those two guys. This was a very frustrating game. One more kill, and not only would we have won the game, that would have been a Radley Walters medal, it would have been a Kolobanov's medal as well. It would have been just awesome and amazing. Nonetheless, still a good showing. We managed to rack up 7 kills. And a lot of that action, if you will, was while I was outnumbered by something like 7 to 1. So that was a lot of fun. It was one of those games where you play and then go and take a breather. Anyway, let's just go and see how painful it was. Another ace tanker on a defeat, picking up some ribbons, high caliber and Top Gun. 3,308 damage that time, 7 kills, 851 base experience, putting us easily the top of either team, whether you want to measure it on damage, and if you look at it by just base experience without any modifiers at all, so no courageous resistance or anything like that, our experience score puts us third on the enemy team, and the enemy team of course gets that roughly 50% bonus for having won the game. I say roughly 50%. So 50 shots fired, 34 hits, which is not that accurate, but then a number of those shots were snapshots. 28 penetrations, again some of those bounces I was a bit surprised by, but there we go, for that 3,308 damage. And again, most of that was close range in your face. We received 16 hits, of which 7 penetrated, 9 did not, and picked up almost 1,400 damage that was blocked by our armour. Damaged 10 of the enemy tanks, destroyed 5, and got 5 base defence points. You can see the difference in credit making potential here. This is not a premium vehicle, so instead our profitability, we only made 19,500 credits profit with a standard account. That would have been 36,000 with a premium account. When it comes to experience, we got more base experience, 851, plus the courageous resistance brings us up to 1,322 to get our ace tanker. Yet another painful defeat. Let's just move on to the next game, shall we? So here we go, here's the third game of this trio. Clearly German medium tanks are not working out for me, so here we go. It's a Soviet heavy tank. This is the KV-3. It's still a tier 7, all these matches have been tier 7. Again, I'm top tier. We're back to an encounter game, but this time we are spawning in the south. So, what are we going to do? Well, I mentioned that if I'm in a light tank or a medium tank, I prefer to spawn north. Because I think it gives you better control over the field. But I'm not. I'm driving a KV-3. That's about as far removed from a light or medium tank as you can possibly get. This thing is made of heavy things and armour and has a big derpy gun, and I have no idea where I'm currently driving. If memory serves, at the time I reached this point and went, where the hell am I going? Oh jeez, I've been playing medium tanks too much lately. Anyway. First blood. We're going to go into the town. I do actually get spotted, which is slightly suboptimal, but whatever. We're going to go into the town, and hopefully the plan is to beat the snot out of their team. We've lost our Chaffee early on, which is kind of irritating, but these things happen. And already the enemy team has pushed a Panther down below the road to F8. Already the field is looking like it's probably lost. This match is just over a minute old, and it's already looking a little dubious. I can't get a shot through all these friendlies. It's just not going to happen. Oh, then again, maybe I can. Kill number 1. Take out the enemy T-34-1. So there's a top tier tank dealt with, which is a valuable kill. And I want to get myself forward so that I can tangle with these guys. Just checking I'm not going to take any flanking fire in the process, and the scoreline is 3-5. Now there's a Tiger 1 who could potentially nail me in the side, but it doesn't look like he's looking over here, so hopefully he's not. Oh, no, he does put one into me. Sorry Mr. VK, but I really need to get through right now. Scoreline is 5-5, okay, things are even, this doesn't look too bad. KV-85, yep, okay, we can take a KV-85. Need to be a little bit careful because there will probably be people over to my right hand side, so I don't want to push out too far down here, as I will likely take flanking fire. He says, pushing out down here, and instead trying to put shots into the enemy Tiger. We miss our shots, someone manages to blat our A44 and leave him on very low health, and we lose an 87, making the scoreline 5-6. I take another shot from this Tiger, but this time I am at least able to repay him in kind. Tiger P just damages my tracks, so that's not too much of an issue, and angle my armour for this KV-85, who just blows my tracks off. Keep the KV-3 angle. That was terrible. I had a shot, but I was too slow to take it. My reaction speed is not what you would call good. However, goodbye. I think that damage number was a little bit fallacious, by the way. I don't think he had that much health. I certainly didn't do 570 damage to him. That's above my maximum damage roll. Anyway, 2 kills, scoreline is 7-7. This is looking fairly close. My tracks were blown off again. And I'm just waiting to see if this KV-85 pops his wee little head around the corner. And I decided to push up into the KV-85. I'm trying to get across this open road as quickly as I can, angle my armour, bounce the KV-85's shell. Because again, I'm conscious of the fact that we need to be killing these guys or we're going to have problems. So, pop around this corner, try and keep myself angled. He's using the 122mm gun, which is horrifically inaccurate and derpy and takes forever to reload. Which would explain the number of bounces I've had from him. And if I can be quick about this, there's a tiger. There was a tiger. Kill number 3, scoreline is 8-8. KV-85 comes around to try his luck again, doesn't spend the time to aim his shot. I was rotating my turret around, he had a little bit of time, and all he does is blow off my tracks. He is now reloading for about 20 seconds. The reload on that gun is about the same as the reload on the KV-2, and I will take the opportunity to remove 361 health from his tank, leaving him a one-shot. Just lost our VK, and KV-85 finally puts a shot into me. Let's make sure of this kill, and there we go, kill number 4. Scoreline is 10-11. I've only got just over 500 health remaining, which is a bit of a problem, because we might need to beat a number of these guys down. So, turn this hulking great monster around and try and deal with the guys who are coming up behind me. There doesn't appear to any longer be anyone on this road. And so it's me and this T25/2. Hello, Mr. Tiger P. Goodbye, Mr. Tiger P. Evens things up a little bit. We're only outnumbered by 2-1 now. And hello, Mr. Leopard. Goodbye, Mr. Leopard. Outnumbered 3-2. And there's that little T67. I'm kind of ignoring him because I don't perceive him to be a great threat. Aiming for the weak spot on the AMX. And that's kill number 7. And suddenly the numbers are even. Hurrah! There's just this A44 and a T67 left. A44 bounces on me. I miss him. And then I've no idea why the T34 one's saying Lord the Gold Shooter. I'm just firing good old-fashioned regular armour piercing here. I do take a hit there from the A44, which is slightly suboptimal, and miss the opportunity to shoot the T67 there. That's bad. Well, that's not a good shot, to be fair. So, tanks here, I'm going to use them as cover. If I can side-scrape around here... Oh, that was a bad shot, looking back on it. Oh, and they killed my T25-2 friend. So, I'm a one-shot for the A44, and a sort of 3-shot for the T67. Now, penetrating me in this position is not going to be trivial, but it's entirely possible. Now, I'm very conscious at the moment that I'm facing off against the A44, but the T67 is potentially going to flank around me. The T25-2 has also seen that potential problem. This thought had already crossed my mind, that this position was going to run out of usefulness, because it had the potential to leave me outflanked, and indeed, there we go, T67 does manage to outflank me. I don't have a good shot on him there. So I just kind of need to back off and try and use these wrecks such that I'm only facing one of these guys at a time. That's the plan anyway. And I'm taking a lot of snapshots with this gun. This is not a particularly good snapshotting gun, you know, it's not very accurate, but the flip side is that I really don't want to give these guys time to aim at me at my weak spot. So, A44 there, it looks like the T67's gonna come around, which he does, and he really should have tried to pick a slightly less predictable path, as that's kill number 8. That just leaves the A44. I reload an APCR shell here, because I really want to make sure this guy dies. This is kind of OK Corral, last stand at the situation, and he bounces on me. And I managed to nail him. I've fired a single APCR shell all game, and it was to polish off that A44. Why the enemy T-34-1 thought I was firing premium, I have absolutely no idea, but there we go. We finally got a win on Ruinberg. 9 kills to get it, but we finally got it. So having previously said let's go and look at how bad the defeats were, let's go and look at how good that win was. So, screw you Ruinberg, in your face! We finally managed to get a win. Ace Tanker, what is that? Reaper, Fire for Effect, Unbreakable, Duelist, Hand of God and Bruiser for the little tokens. High Caliber, Steel Wall, Top Gun, and finally picking up a Radley Walters medal. I had never had one before, this was my first, and was very exciting, with those 9 kills. Looking at both teams, we were easily the top, whether you measure it by experience or damage. 3,466 damage, 9 kills, 1,533 base experience. Yeah, that was a bit of a carry, that game. 21 shots fired, 14 hits, 12 pens to back up that amount of damage. It was all close range, none of it was more than 300 meters away. We received 15 hits, of which we bounced 2/3 of them to get 2,500 damage blocked by our armor, damaged 9 enemy vehicles, and killed all of the ones that we damaged. We received 39,121 credits, but the ammunition costs on this tank are not cheap. They are something like 1,000 credits a shot. And we also, of course, fired that 1 round of APCR, which is about 4 times that cost. So, we only actually made about a 7,000 credit profit with a standard account. That would have been 26,490, of course, with a premium account. So yeah, we finally managed to pull out a win on Ruinberg. I hope you guys enjoyed those 3 games that all devolved into a bit of a cluster at the end. If you did enjoy them, please feel free to catch some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel, and I wish you all very happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.